So, I'm on a train, yeah, in the country, whizzing by out there. It's green, farmland, a whole lot of nothing, and the wind's blowing through the open door, and whatever. I'm only pretending to look. I'm having a moment of vanity. That's really what's going on here, okay? Because I know that everybody else in the train car is checking me out, and I know they're all be like, oh my God, how did that guy end up here? He must be so exotic. And I never get to be exotic, a white guy. So I'm just reveling in it, The wind is blowing my hair all around, and I'm imagining it's moving in slow motion, sure, Tossing it back and forth like I'm in some kind of shampoo commercial. I'm eating a mango, just biting right into it, ripping flesh off with my teeth, and letting the juice dribble down my chin. Every now and then I wipe it with the back of my hand because I'm thinking, that must look sexy. It's about like 15, 20 minutes after I'm done eating the mango, where I'm also thinking to myself, God, do I feel nauseous? And I'm like, no, not when you've made sure that everybody on the train is checking you out, but then all of a sudden I throw up. Not mine, but now I'm able to catch it in my mouth. It's okay. Because that's a problem, obviously, namely what to do with it now. You know what, maybe it doesn't have to be a problem. Maybe if I just keep my eyes on the horizon and keep playing this cool as I have been playing it, I can just let it out of my mouth a little bit at a time. Catch the wind and be taken away forever. And perhaps if I act cool about it, everybody on the train will think it's cool. Perhaps even say to each other, we did not realize this, but apparently whenever white people are turned on by scenery, they discharge a fluorescent logically, so that's what I do, man. I just let it out a little bit at a time. Just go, nice little steady stream. Fly, guys, you're free. Don't colonize out there. Okay. As it's coming out, I'm also noticing the train is starting to slow down until all of a sudden it is broken down. And as everybody else in the train car is wondering themselves, oh my God, what's going on? What happened? I realize I'm going to be sick again. And I do not want to be sick in front of anybody on this train. So I jump down off the side of the train onto the ground next to the tracks. And now when it starts coming up, man, I cannot stop it. And if I got out of that car because I didn't want anyone to see me throwing up, I didn't really consider that now that we have broken down, everybody up and down the train have their heads poked out every single window, looking at the only show in town, Oh, look at the poor white guy who cannot handle his fruit. Pouring at me, swooning this orange garland of mango puree upon big green verdant leaves. It's like a day-glow Christmas, It's beautiful, and it's coming out, and everybody behind me is laughing, and I'm thinking to myself, really? Just one mango? Are you kidding? So I realize, oh my God, I'm not just going to be sick, and I'm not going to do this in front of anybody on the train. So I duck down into the bushes, and then I crawl away from the train as fast as I can crawl until I can't crawl any further, and I drop my pants, and it's like a rocket blast out of my backside. And the only reason that I'm not shot into a low-flying orbit around the planet is because I'm still throwing up out of my mouth. Earthbound until finally runs out the floor, collapse down to the ground, where we're like, well, you see what's happening here? You know what? Because I had cats when I was in high school, and they used to crawl up into the bushes when it was time to die because it's too embarrassing to die in front of people. I'm lying there, my face in the earth, looking at my little puddles of mess. I gotta say, I'm sort of impressed, actually. And how quickly the word has gotten out to the entire insect community that there's a free meal to be had here. Sitting off, lapping it up, and looking back at me over the little insect shoulders, wondering to each other, when does the main course begin? And I have to know, I'm not dead yet. Please stop looking at me. You have too many eye parts. Stop it, please. Go away. I'm there, unable to move, except for just every now and then when my body's like, no, let's do it again. There's nothing left. It's just these dry heaves, when you're pulling from so deep inside your body and you're hoping something comes up because your body demands it. If you're lucky, every now and then just like an ankle bone will pop out. And I crawl After 3 hours, back along my crusted over trail of degradation and crawl back through the bushes, crawl back to the train where I pull myself up until I am standing in the exact same spot where I've been standing what feels a lifetime ago, except that now I'm a monster. A monster like a dim recollection of everyone starring in the shampoo commercial. Everybody wants to help, you know. I'm like, no, don't look at me. I'm hideous. They give me a place to sit and they say, thank you. I don't know what I look like. I'm somehow like dehydrated and soaking wet at the exact same moment. No idea what I must smell like, except that like everybody keeps their distance. Except this one guy, you know, just sits down right next to me and just starts talking as if everything is normal. And again, it's someone speaking to me in French, which I do not speak. But I am able to glean that at least the topic of our conversation is apparently rap music, which is what I want to talk about right now. Yes. But I'm trying to be polite, you know. I'm saying, oui, le rap, c'est bon. Until it becomes apparent that, I've accepted an invitation to stay at his house tonight. And because it's way too much energy to try to back the conversation up and extract my acceptance of his invitation, well, after another 3 hours of waiting for a train to come and pull our train, another 2 hours, he and I, we get off at his stop together. It's nighttime now, and he's carrying a big pack as we slowly walk through his village, because that's as fast as I can walk. And he brings me to his grandmother's house. He takes me into the back, a bucket shower, and he leaves me alone. I take off my clothes, and I dip the ladle into the water, and I pour. And when I walk back into the house, he gives me his room, he gives me his bed. He sleeps on a couch in the living room. This living room is just poured concrete. There's not a single color in there. That night that I have in his bed, it is exactly what I need. And in the morning, he comes into his room, sits on the edge of his bed, and before I've even woken up, he's already talking. You know, it's like, I'm in a conversation. Rap music again. Okay, yeah, sure. And I'm able to understand that, like, he is 18 years old. Okay, yeah, and he's an aspiring rap artist. Yeah. And then he puts on this jean jacket that he's really proud of, on the back of which is embroidered his rap name. It says Prince Cisco. And then Prince Cisco turns around, leans toward me, and does something that no one has ever done to me in my life. He just starts rapping. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the appropriate expression to this. And as I'm doing so, it's occurred to me that, you know, maybe now is the time for me to debut my special skill. You know, special skill. Like, a lot of these things that we like to do when we're alone, we're kind of embarrassed to do them in front of other people. You know, like maybe sit in the shower. What I like to do when I'm completely by myself is I like to beatbox. So I see what I mean. I'm thinking to myself, maybe now is the time for me to debut my beatboxing. And so she's rapping. And I'm still tucked in my sheets. I begin beatboxing. Oh my God, the look on his face as these noises are coming out of my mouth. He is apoplectic. And when we get to the end of our little duet, he does the most un-hip-hop thing I've ever seen in my life. He just starts applauding and he yells out, "Bravo!" And from there, we are on to our first gig, which is for his grandmother! We're sitting in the kitchen with one of her elderly friends. no shirt on, breast hanging down here. You look at the chucking peanuts that they're going to sell in the market. And as Francisco, I guess, explains what we're about to do, I guess I understand. He begins rapping and I begin beatboxing. And I go, not that you've done this when I've been alone, but I've seen them doing the videos. I mean, it's rude to beatbox with your mouth open in public. No, man, it seems to work, you know? And we get the end of it, so I say, bravo! And I say, bravo! And the other women, they go, oui. And from there, we move on to our next game, which is across the street for the neighbors, a much better audience. They got 7 children, ranging in age from late teen all the way down to this 4-year-old child who apparently has never seen a white person before, because every time they take him out of a back room and show me to him, he just begins screaming, crying. As everyone laughs, and we're having a lot of fun here, guys. We're getting back in the back room, the other 6, they sit down, and now Francisco's making me understand that we should sort of like dance, and I'm like, I don't dance, but I can't really explain that. So as he begins rapping, and I begin beatboxing, we begin dancing, and I go, oh, and he grabs my hand, and we're doing a little electric blue, you know, a couple of frying pieces of meat, you know, difficult to beatbox. At the end, everyone jumps up and says, bravo! And then they all surround me, and they make me understand that, oh my God, Francisco, he's in a band, and in 2 weeks, what? He's going to be in a battle of the bands, and they all want me to compete alongside them. Oh my God, I so want to do this.